So when you look at it, a lot of singles have a very difficult time being able to identify this. But this is one of the keys to dating. A person is the most honest that they will ever be when you are meeting them for the first time.
Really?
The more, check this out.
Hold up.
Check this out. 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 We internally have a desire to make as many connections as possible.
Okay.
When we meet somebody that we like, we want those connections to be there, correct?
Sure.
We're looking for things in common.
Okay.
Now, people will start to flex and say, oh, well, yeah, I kind of like football, when they don't necessarily like it.
Okay.
But if they don't know that you like football and you're able to ask these questions in certain ways, you're able to uncover a person's true feelings quicker than investing more time into getting to know this person. Does that make sense?
I hear what you're saying, but I think even in those scenarios, people will put up a front of like the most pleasant and attractive attributes and put it forward, even if they don't know who you are, right? They might not know you like football, but they might have a general idea that people in general like people who, let's say, are educated or are, have certain accolades or certain talents. Like a woman might say, oh yeah, I love to cook, or I love to do this. Or a guy might be like, yeah, I'm in the gym doing X, Y, and Z. He doesn't need to know that she's into that. He might make that assumption and just completely fabricate this persona. So my thing is like, I don't know if I fully agree with the idea that people are their most honest selves when they're first introduced. Maybe I'm misunderstanding what you're articulating, but that's how I'm taking it. Am I crazy?
No, I definitely see your point. And this is the thing. What's beautiful about dating is everyone is going to have different experiences.
Okay.
Everybody's going to have different viewpoints. But one of the things that I can tell you is so many singles are right now sincerely frustrated. They're upset, and there's a lot of trauma right now in the single experience. Just being single, it's a lot of trauma. What happens for a lot of people is you have a lot of singles that are mirroring. And this is a tactic that really consumes a lot of singles.
Okay.
So if they say, oh, well, what do you like? I like whatever you like. What do you like to eat? Whatever you like to eat. What do you like
Who's
to do?
Who's doing
whatever
that?
You like to do. Everybody, Jeff. Anytime somebody likes something or someone, they will force a lot of these connections.
Nah. See,
and unfortunately, it's affecting a lot of women.
In what way? What do you mean? How is it affecting a lot of women?
It's affecting women because they have been very susceptible to this mirroring process.
Okay.
So when they meet a guy, guys are out mirroring. For example, huge vetting question. If a woman is out looking for marriage, okay, a guy may not necessarily be really open, but as soon as he hears that she's looking for marriage,
okay,
and he wants to be with her, he wants to talk to her because she has it going on.
Uh-huh.
What does that guy say?
It depends on how much balls he has.
Nah, most guys will be like, you know what, I'm looking for marriage too.
Okay, so let's
and they slide in.
All right, so let's dig into that real quick, right? So are you saying that guys, I'm being facetious but serious, are you saying that men out here are lying about their desire for commitment in order to slide into a girl's life and other things?
And other things, yes. It's the game. It's the game.
But see, that's a very uncomfortable idea for me. Here's why, right? I think I struggle enough just identifying which relationships are worth modeling and which ones are not. But the idea that there's this many people pretending is an uncomfortable thought in my mind because you don't really have anything to really strive for without really knowing what the truth of everybody's relationship is. And you'll never really know. So for you to make the proclamation that like, hey, a lot of people are falsifying their presentation in relationships in order to get something out of it, right? Something as simple as that. It's not really simple, but it's in essence, it's just something that would have been a disagreement internally. Externally is like proposes this like, oh yeah, we're aligned. Like, I just don't believe in that. And it just hurts me to think about that people are fronting like that.
Man, they're front, but some of them don't even know that they're fronting. How about that?
What does that mean?
All right. Pew Research came out with an awesome study for 2020, right? One of the most comprehensive dating studies out there. Okay. And what they found out was the percentage breakdown of what singles wanted. All right. So there's a category of not wanting anything. There's a category of only wanting something casual.
Okay.
There's a category of not knowing what they want.
Okay.
And there's also a category of wanting something serious.
Okay.
All right. So serious, don't know, casual, don't want anything at all. What percentage do you think was 50%?
I think it's the not knowing.
Not wanting anything at all. 50% of the singles out there don't want anything at all.
Yeah, but how are they determining those responses? Or are they just like professing that they're not looking for anything at all? Or are there other cues that they're using to determine the state of what they're looking for?
No. So when they polled this group of singles, and I mean, the survey was just phenomenal. It was phenomenal. And it's the most comprehensive study that has come out recently, right? During this time of COVID. What they found out is that 50% of those singles were not looking for anything. So when they were asked, what are you looking for? The answer, not looking for anything, like they're not even wanting to be in a relationship. 50% of the singles that were polled and surveyed don't want anything. They're off the table.
I don't know. I'm skeptical of statistics in a lot of ways.
I can respect that.
So here's why I'm like pondering about that statement and the stats you just told me. One is like, people aren't always as honest when you're asked them a question versus how they respond to stuff, right? Here's why. There was a study that once was done where they asked women, what they want a guy to do to turn them on, right? What they were interested in, what type of things they said they respond positive to, and so on and so forth, right? Mm-hmm. And they made a note of all those things. And they also asked them, like, what are the things that are a turn off? What are the things you're not into? What kind of guys you don't like, blah, 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 right? And they wrote it all down. They wrote the answer. And then, at first that was the end of the study, right? Then someone took it a step further. They said, all right, we'll take account of these notes for these women, right? And, a lot of these women volunteer for this study. There was another portion of the study where they measured vaginal secretion based on visual cues that they were showing the women.
Okay. I got you.
And then when they showed those cues and they measured the vaginal secretion and I guess blood flow and so on and so forth, sometimes also brain patterns and brain waves and stuff like that, they saw that a lot of what actually turned them on didn't truly reflect what they wrote down. So I think sometimes people write down what is ideal, what is nicer to hear, at least for themselves, but might not truly reflect what they ultimately desire. Somebody might say they're not looking for anything because they're too scared to say that they're only looking for something casual. Or somebody might say they're not looking for anything when in reality they're looking for something serious, but because they haven't found it, they want to make it seem like, oh, I wasn't looking for anything anyway. You know what I mean? So
I agree.
Those are the things that like run through my mind. Now, I'm not saying that study is completely false, but like those are the questions I would ask when I hear about statistics about what people say. The nonverbal is usually the biggest truth to me than the verbal. That's just me.
No, so I'm completely with you on that. Now, this is the thing. When we actually talk to a lot of singles out there,
right?
I'm sure you hear this quite often.
What?
I'm working on myself right now. I'm taking care of my kids right now. I'm focusing on my education right now. I'm focusing on my job right now. I just need to just reset.
I think most of them are it's a load of bull.
You think so?
I think so because I don't think people are confident enough in themselves to be vulnerable in how they describe their romantic experience. No one's going to say, yeah, I haven't found the one. I've been going on dates. Nothing seems to be working. The last 3 guys or 3 girls broke up with me. It's just been a bad experience. They would rather say, I'm working on me right now.
Yeah. And, that's the linchpin right now. And that's why I say earlier, there's so much trauma.
Sure.
Because that 50% are individuals that are literally checked out because they've had their heart broken.
Yeah.
They've been frustrated. They got so much, and they take themselves out of the market.